Welcome to part 48 of our Minish Cap walkthrough, and this part will be fighting the final boss of the dungeon.
Oh yeah.
And kind of going along with this being our favorite dungeon, this is also our favorite boss fight. Ranking video 2 comes soon.
Yes.
We're going to go ahead and plug that right now.
Yes. I think that worked out well though. It's not often that...
With that intro by me?
No. Sorry, I froze there. It's not often.
Like, what the heck is he talking about?
It's not often that a dungeon we love also ends up having a boss fight that we love.
Usually it's the contrary. Like, it's usually like we love the dungeon and like hate the boss fight, or we hate the dungeon, love the boss fight.
But in this one, yeah, it was our 2 top favorite. Our favorite dungeon.
Unless you're the Water Temple, we hate both of them.
That is true.
Now that room right there, you saw what I did right there. That is by far the easiest way to do that room, because if you even touch one of those things, it just blows them all up, and it's just a pain.
It is. So just jumping over them, like you said, you don't even have to touch the switch, or you have to touch it to get back out of the room. No,
well, it doesn't matter, because you're going. That switch closes the door on top.
That's right.
So it doesn't matter what you do after that.
Yeah. So just jump over the one, and you're good.
Well, I'm not lie. That jump is a little bit more difficult than I made it look.
Well, you made it look pretty easy there.
Because I cut it 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm throwing all my mistakes in here.
I know. You get on me sometimes for calling you out, but man, you're calling yourself out.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm just telling them that's not that easy sometimes.
Giving you a little behind the scenes stuff.
Because I know, like, when I see people, I'm like, how do they do it so easily?
Yeah.
We're not those types of players.
It might look like it, but thank God for video editing.
Yes.
Now this like.
So we can get some audio there, or audio editing.
Now
I'm going to shut them off here and here.
Mute. Like this gauntlet of enemies, though, I feel like this, it's not really a maze, but it kind of is.
Yeah.
Pretty much throws almost every enemy we face in this dungeon at us at one time.
I like that.
I do too. It feels like they're keeping you from getting to the boss.
Yeah, I forgot what those things are called.
Are they moblins?
What?
Are those moblins?
They might be, actually. I'm not positive, but they might be. But those things, I don't know. I just hate those things in this game.
Definitely. Thankfully, we can avoid most of them because they charge us and you just get out of the way.
What's that weapon right there they use? What's that called?
Like a big old spear. That's all.
Wasn't it like a spear? Like, I don't know.
Well,
sounds good enough to me. I don't think it's a spear because it has like a little blade on the end.
It's like a curved blade. Yeah, I don't know what you call that. But all I know is though you've got them, you've got the fire and ice whiz robes, you've got the Stalfos, I guess.
There's a lot,
and some P-hats running around for good measure. God knows it's not a.
Even though I didn't like a lot of those bosses, I like how they brought them all together right there in that room.
Just like I said, just made it feel a little like you're getting near the end of the dungeon.
And make sure you saw us do this. Go up to the very top part and get that fairy.
Yes.
That's under that skulls, I guess.
Yeah, the skulls.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get a little health boost.
And all we're doing up here is like, if you want to go this way, there's a red Kinstone right over here, which.
And we got a green Kinstone on the other side.
I guess they're always valuable, but I don't know if it's that valuable this late in the game. I'm sure we do more red Kinstone fusions. So
we will do a few more fusions, but I mean, we have so many at this point, and if you've been following along, you should too.
Yeah. Like I said, the only thing we don't do is we said this many times, but I do like to repeat actually. The only thing we don't do is like the
all the fusions.
100 Kinstone fusions, and if you're doing all of those, you should by far have a lot of Kinstones.
Oh, definitely. But that's pretty much the only thing that was up at that for us.
Now, what I like right there is like that's the biggest I guess cloud ladder. That was the biggest one we had. And I just love how they throw it right for the boss fight.
I do too. And as we mentioned back in part 1 or 2 of this dungeon, like using that boss key a second time.
Yeah.
It's like the first time was such a tease.
Yeah. And I just love that, like, that purple carpet, I brought it up before, but, like, it just, like, it reminds me of royalty, and just a little bit, like, I don't know,
it seems formal.
Yeah. Very royal, like, coming up to this boss fight, and just a little touch right there that I really liked.
Man, and speaking of this boss fight, like we said, by far our favorite of the game. Just the idea of fighting up in the sky while moving, it really reminded me, because I played this after I played Skyward Sword, it really reminded me of fighting Levias.
Yes, Levias, definitely.
And I was just a big fan of that.
I'm just glad that they used the Sky Boss, and I remember when I was first playing this game, like, I wasn't sure what the capabilities, what they'd be able to do for this boss fight, and I think it worked out perfectly. It's called the Gyorg Pair.
Gyorg Pair, yeah.
I just love jumping back and forth between both of them, and just amazing boss fight.
I won't lie though, it does become a bit of a tough fight. I mean, we take some damage.
Yes, I almost got to beat hearts, which I had not gotten even close to in this game.
No.
Except for earlier in this dungeon.
And another nice little touch in this dungeon is there were a couple of areas earlier in the dungeon where there was something on the floor. It was like an outline of one of the guy who and I was like, I kind of wanted to mention
it was at the mini bosses, wasn't it?
Both mini bosses
had it. Was it anywhere else other than that?
At the very end where you were talking about the purple or the purple.
Oh, purple. Okay.
There was a few there too. It's like, and I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to spoil the boss fight. And because we never spoil anything.
Yeah. We just did that in the last part, but I understand what you're saying. Well, I mean, it's hard when you play the game.
Exactly. And you see things you like that relate to later in the game, you're gonna spoil it. So
we try our best not to put in spoilers because we still know some people might be watching this just like it's like recreational.
Yep.
And other people might actually be using it as a walkthrough, which.
Hey, I didn't play this game. I didn't play this game until a couple months ago.
You make your own decisions. That's true, actually.
Now, I did mention, I like their use of the duplication puzzles, or the ability. But man, does it get tough with the projectiles.
With all these obstacles, projectiles, obstacles, but there's so many obstacles in this boss fight, too.
There really are. It makes it tough to keep the 3 links together. And as I mentioned, it also does a ton of damage.
Yeah. And just something regular right there. I love how it goes diagonal.
I know.
When I first fought this boss, I thought it was kind of going to go up and down and left and right. But just going diagonal right there, I just thought it was really cool too.
And I think it's a little weird though, they call it the Gyorg Pair because obviously we get the big red one and the big blue one. I got these little green ones flying around.
Definitely. I don't know what I was doing right there, by the way. Those are the kids or something.
Hey, I know we mentioned during the Dark Knight fight that thankfully when you fall off the platform it doesn't restart the fight. I mean, we've fallen twice now.
that would be, if you fell off and restarted the fight, that would be way too harsh.
It would be
so easy. I mean, you still have a lot of space, and when you get on that blue one, I mean, there's hardly any room right there. So I mean,
there isn't.
I would probably quit the game. To be honest with you.
Between that and all the obstacles and projectiles coming at you, it's just too much.
Well, we'll get those green little kids later on.
Yep.
Those aren't that hard to dodge. I think the hard ones to dodge are these little.
I know the little orbs.
Light orbs or whatever you want to call them. But those are the hardest.
They are because I feel like they come at weirder angles. Usually the little kids or frog looking. They look like.
Well, they're like the. Yeah, frogs.
These come in straight lines, though.
Gyorg Pair kids, that's what I call them. But those come in straight lines at you, while the light orbs they just go crisscross. They crisscross and everything. It's just. Whew.
Now here's a question for you. This game was made after Majora's Mask, correct?
Yes. It's in release date.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gyorg was a big fish.
Yeah.
In Majora's Mask, these two aren't really, for being the Gyorg Pair per se, they're not really fish.
Well, it's not really representative of the boss fight in Majora's Mask at all.
Yeah, so I was surprised they kind of reused that name.
You know what? I didn't even put Gyorg, Majora's Mask, and this Gyorg Pair together. I never even thought about that until you just said it.
I probably would have if we would.
Red dropping knowledge on you again.
I'll be honest, we recently did a boss ranking for Majora's Mask.
And Majora's Mask 3D comes out tomorrow, so we're thinking a lot of Majora's Mask right now.
It's on the mind. So I just thought it was a little weird that they used the same name for a boss that was just nothing like it at all.
Well, this game, in the timeline, this game takes place, right after Skyward Sword, so maybe Gyorg used to be a bird or he's flying in the sky thing, and then he eventually became a fish somehow.
Well, he was about to crash into the ocean right there.
He looks at, good point. And that's how he becomes Gyorg in Majora's Mask.
Well, great, in Majora's Mask is out there.
He was almost as ugly
as just about.
Gyorg, whatever his name is.
All I know is I was happy to finally get this wind element. I mean, we missed it when we did the Fortress of Winds earlier.
Yes.
It was nice to finally get it, and
but what a way to finish, though.
Oh my goodness.
This is not the last dungeon, but the last main dungeon.
Yeah,
I guess you could say.
To have our favorite dungeon and our favorite boss together here.
Love this dungeon.
Absolutely. But now that we're done with it, we got the wind element. This wraps up part 48.